Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to share with you what could be the secret history of your cat. A history so ancient, it dates back thousands of years. A history so important that it affects your cat's behavior today. In fact, this history is written into the very fabric of your house, and is known as the Whisker Archive. Now, if you're thinking this sounds suspiciously like fiction, well, believe me, it is real. And it's not just limited to cats. Every dog, every horse, every creature that walks on four legs has access to it. But let's focus on cats today. The archives are a collection of stories held within the places they spend the most time, places that hold strong emotions, especially their homes. For cats, their homes are where they feel safest and most relaxed, which is why these places are filled with special memories. All cats can sense the memories and feelings of the cats who came before them. It's what makes a certain spot sunny, even on a cloudy day, or a room feel warm and welcoming. But a few cats are different. They are sensitive to the subtle vibrations that pass through their paws when they walk across the floorboards. They hear the echoes of meows bouncing off the walls. They smell the lingering scent of past felines, and they know instinctively where to find the best sunbeams, the softest beds, and where the food dish will soon be filled. These are the cats who know their home's secrets. The cats who can read the Whisker Archive. And this is where your story starts, because you have one of these cats in your home right now, your cat. They've been reading the stories of the cats who came before you, learning from their joys and their mistakes. In fact, there's a story they're particularly interested in. A story that begins just like yours did, with a moving van outside, strange smells inside, and a confused mewing by the resident cat. The story goes back many years. In fact, it goes back as far as the archive allows us to see. It's the story of a cat, just like yours. Their name was Pip, and they were a curious, playful kitten when a new family moved into the house. Pip watched as the humans bustled about, unpacking boxes, making the rooms feel like a home. But there was something different about this family. There was no one to play with Pip. The children had gone away to college, and the adults didn't seem to want to stay around much either. They worked late and kept the house cold. When they did come home, they talked in low voices, and Pip knew, without understanding, that they were worried about something. Theirs wasn't a bad house, and they still had food and a warm bed, but it was lonely. Days passed and Pip grew older. They noticed the house was quiet and still, filled with shadows. Sometimes at night, they would hear the front door open and close and hope that someone new had come to play, but it was always just the wind. As the seasons changed, so did Pip. What had been a playful kitten became a watchful young cat. They spent their days by the window, watching the world go by, waiting for someone to come home. The humans were kind, but they couldn't chase a ball or play hide and seek. They missed having a friend, someone to listen to their chirps and purrs. But then one day, as Pip was dozing in a patch of sunlight, they heard a familiar sound. Footsteps on the stairs. They opened their eyes and saw the door at the end of the hall slowly open. Hope surged through them. Could it be, was someone finally coming to play? But as the door opened wider, Pip saw not a human face, but a pair of luminous green eyes. Another cat was in the doorway, their fur ruffled by the wind. Before Pip could respond, the other cat slipped inside and disappeared down the hallway. Startled, Pip jumped off the window seat and padded toward the open door. They wanted to call out, but their voice caught in their throat. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the floor, Pip found themselves alone again. They had seen another cat, felt the brush of another body against theirs, heard the echo of another meow, but it had all been a dream. Or was it? Pip wasn't sure. That night, as the moon climbed higher in the sky, Pip woke up in the middle of the night. Drawn by instinct and curiosity, they got up and went to the place they had seen the other cat in their dream. They sniffed the air, but the other cat smelled of sunshine and dust, not of this house, and there was nothing here but shadows. Had they imagined it? Had they dreamed it? Were there really other cats in this house with them? If so, where were they? And if not, why did they keep dreaming of a friendly face? Why did they keep hearing footsteps in the halls? Why did they keep smelling another cat on the stairs? Why did they keep seeing the ghost of a cat they never met? It was then that Pip discovered the Whisker Archive. In the deepest recesses of the house, hidden in the floorboards, buried in the wallpaper, woven into the fabric of the home, were the memories of past cats. Memories that lingered like whispers in the dark. At first, it was just a feeling, a vague sense of something more. Then it became a sight, a fleeting glimpse of a cat padding through the hall. Then it became a sound, the echo of a meow bouncing off the walls. And finally, it became a presence. Not only were the memories here, they were alive. The cats of the past were here with Pip. They were slinking under the bed, leaping onto the sofa, batting at toys and chasing shadows. At first, Pip was scared. They hid under the bed and watched as the cats played. Who were they? Why were they here? And what did they want? Slowly, as the weeks turned into months, Pip began to understand. These were the cats who had lived here before them, and they weren't scary at all. They were just lonely. Lonely like Pip was lonely. Over time, Pip learned their stories, the good and the bad. There was Chester, the dignified Siamese who loved to sit on the windowsill and watch the birds. There was Marmalade, the mischievous tabby who liked to knock things off shelves. And there was Snowball, the fluffy Persian who knew all the best napping spots. At first, Pip had been afraid of the cats in the archive, but now they realized they had nothing to fear. These were friendly, fun-loving cats who just wanted to play. Still, Pip couldn't help but wonder why they were stuck here while Pip and the humans were able to move on. Then, one day, Pip stumbled upon an answer. Hidden in a dusty box in the attic, they found an old photo album filled with pictures of cats and their people. As they flipped through the pages, they saw one picture that made them stop. It was a picture of a beautiful orange cat sitting on a windowsill. Below the picture was a caption that read, "Pumpkin, 1998 to 2010. Suddenly, it all made sense. The cats in the archive weren't ghosts, they were memories, and just like us, memories fade over time. The longer we hold on to them, the more distorted they become. That was why some cats in the archive were scary, because their memories were filled with pain and fear. But most of them, like Chester, Marmalade, and Snowball, were just lonely. They were lonely because they had been abandoned, left to fend for themselves in a house that no longer had a human family to care for them. And that's why Pip kept seeing them, because they needed help. They needed someone to remember them, to keep their memories alive. And that's when Pip knew what they had to do. They had to finish the story that had been started so long ago. The story of a cat who waited and hoped for someone to come home. And now someone has. You've come home, and Pip wants to make sure that you know how special this house is. how much love and laughter has echoed through its halls. So when you move into this house, you'll start to hear whispers in the walls, footsteps in the halls, meows in the night. Don't be afraid. It's just the cats in the archive saying hello. Saying hello to you, to your family, to your children. They're excited to have you here. You'll notice that the house feels extra warm in the winter, that the sun always seems to shine through the window, just at the right time, that there's always a clean, empty patch of carpet for your cat to lie on. And if you listen closely, you'll hear the cats in the archive telling their stories, reminding you that you're part of something bigger than yourself, that you're part of a family that stretches back generations. This house has been a home to many cats, and now it's going to be a home to yours. And Pip wants to make sure you know that you're part of the story now, too. Hello, my name is Pip. Welcome to my home. I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you for listening to my story.